And welcome back to my second video in this series going on with this prison. Last video I just realized that I accidentally removed my garbage and delivery areas while putting the huge workshop glitch in. So I've just re-added them. In fact, accidentally what I've done is because I guess with the memory leaks and recording, it's not picking up all my clicks, so when I thought I clicked garbage, it didn't actually select, and I put down 2 deliveries. I believe I do realize this later on and fix it. So just checking in my utilities view, making sure everything's linked up as my workers are busy working. Right now I just have the power station on one capacitor, so I like putting a bunch of capacitors down. Power does get eaten up quite a bit, especially when building new rooms, and before you know it, you can lose power and it's a lot more painful to restart power again than it is to just install a capacitor beforehand. So I put a bunch of capacitors in, and hopefully that will last me for a while. I realized that I put my power switch in the wrong spot, so dismantled that. It cleared up a spot so I can reroute the power nicely. Still finishing off that building, and it's just finished off, so that's what I've got so far. I've got my holding cell nice and powered and watered up. Got enough benches for a few people. So, and there you go. That size of holding cell gives me room for 12 prisoners. And next, again, trying to size things out in my head before I do stuff. It takes a lot of pre-planning to really figure out what's going on with this game, and playing it a few times you definitely get to appreciate where things go in the spatial recognition. I will probably emphasize this point quite a lot. That just knowing ahead what you want to do, how you want to do it, and then how you're able to do it definitely helps with this. And foundations I find isn't perfect yet. Personally, I would have wanted to connect the walls vertically and drag it across, but you can't, so you have to build it like this right now. And there I will be selecting the workspace so that we can actually turn it into what I want it to be, which you shall find out shortly. Not sure why it's dark in there. I'll probably end up putting lights in there later, but it's not an important room. So, my last game that I had, after finishing they finished defense, I realized that there was one which they had problems getting in, so I'm just going around checking, making sure that there's no holes in the fence. It's very annoying when you see prisoners running for that hole in the fence, because the prisoners and the guards run at the same speed, so you can't really catch them unless they stop, and there's no way to make them stop when they're on an escape run. Other than doors and walls, which I didn't have at that time. So, here we go, building in the electricity. I like to pull the electrical cable all the way across just for future expansions, and now I'm starting to install my shower heads. I didn't bring the large pipes into the room yet, just because I wasn't sure how I'm going to pipe them in yet, so just putting the shower heads down, and now I'm working on the drains here. And also walls, you can build stuff on top of them. It's a little, it's an alpha. There's going to be bugs, and that's me realizing that I want it to come down a bit more. So that's basically how I build my showers. as you'll see in a bit. I can expand that space inside just by adding a wall and another couple of lines of shower heads. Yes. Another problem during the alpha is when stuff is in the to be built phase where it's slightly transparent, like the shower heads and the drains. You can't build pipes, you can't designate pipes to go under them, you have to wait till they're built, so I believe I wait quite a bit. It actually takes them a while to finish the shower, but I think that's half my problem because I set them up to do so much work. Here again, I realize I'm not just free dragging foundation just because it's way too hard to properly guess, because dimensions are misleading. And I place 4 cookers. That is a good reason. 1 serving table will hold about 2 cookers worth of food. So now I know that with 4 cookers I can use 2 serving tables and they will hold all the food. Obviously later on I'll expand my kitchen to include more cookers so that they'll be able to fill up more serving tables as we get more prisoners. Again, this is kind of just completely experimental at this time. Just trying to figure out how much cookers and to how prison, because they can only cook so much food at a time. I think each cooker element can only hold 10 pieces of food. But I believe at the beginning 4 is plenty of food. I believe it's actually more than enough food, but it's good for an expanding prison. Okay, so one thing I like to do, especially at the start of a game, it's probably not so major later on, but I like to designate a storage area so that the whole front end doesn't get too clustered like that, and then you get a whole bunch of vehicles backed up. That's me trying to pre-select as a kitchen. Can't do that until the foundation's up because it needs to be indoors, and it's not classified as indoors until the foundation is up. I left the utility room's workshop. The utility room doesn't need to be classified as anything, so might as well make the extra money out of it. And there I realized my mistake with the deliveries area, so now I've switched it over to garbage. Playing around with the size of garbage, not sure. But then I decided just to leave it as a workshop, get the extra money, $2 per tile. Works out to quite a bit actually. Okay, so all my doors there, make sure the staff only lock them. Now the reason I made 2 doors, because future expansions is going to be very huge. So and the food's probably going to go mostly into the storage area, so I wanted them to be able to quickly get to the storage area to grab the new food, whereas the door at the top will be to take them to the kitchen. Now, lay my utilities and watch them work on that. I believe that's us coming to the end of this video. Of course I don't know the actual time in game, so I don't pause or anything, but coming to the end of this video, so I'll see you in the next video, which is video 3. More of my tips and tricks. Again, here's me playing around with the placement of the pipes. Until I eventually get it right. I hope you video. I will be answering comments in other videos if you have them.